Welcome back, everybody. When it comes to relationships, we all know the things that can make or break a couple, but is your memory one of them? New research shows that our memories can actually sabotage a relationship, and it can actually trick our minds into thinking that we're happier when we're single. What? Okay, where do we go with this one? We don't know about this one, but joining us now to explain this, we welcome Associate Professor of Psychology at UNF, Dr. Tracy Alloway. Thanks so much for joining us. Okay, explain this whole theory, because I mean, should we believe our memory? Is it true?
No, our memories are terrible keepers of what actually happened.
That's kind of scary.
In fact, one study found that 42% of people generate what's called false memories, especially when it comes to something positive, that we're more likely to remember something positively, even though it wasn't actually that positive. So think about the first time you're actually dating someone, you've got this huge hit of dopamine. Your body's thinking, this is amazing. I mean, the popcorn's stale. You don't encode any of those negative aspects because that dopamine is just rushing through you. And dopamine helps us make long-term memories.
And so we remember the early stages of a relationship like they're incredible. There's this euphoria.
Exactly.
And it is like a drug high, those early months of a relationship. So how does that affect then our memories later on?
So when we look back, when you're in a relationship now, maybe 6 months in or 1 year in, and all you can think about is, well, in the beginning, it was amazing. What went wrong? When actually, it was probably no different. It's the chemical. It's all chemical.
But that's something that you can't control, right? I mean, because, you know, when the dopamine, when that happens, I mean, studies have been done that is just what your body produces.
It is, and we need that. We need that to create long-term memory, so that's important. But it's also important for us to be aware of that. So when you're in the middle of an argument and you're thinking, why am I with this person? It was so much better in the beginning. It's nothing like that now. It's important to keep in mind that it probably was exactly the same as it was a few months ago.
It just seemed like you just had love is blind. I mean, that's really
it's rosy colored. It's, you know, it's dopamine colored.
The excitement has worn off. That's
all right. Well, the other thing that you talk about with memory and relationship is trusting your memory, which you're saying you can't trust your memory.
Right.
So what do you do? I mean, if you know, if it's all false.
And I find this with my husband all the time. I'll say, I specifically remember on this date at this time that you said X, and he'll say, I never said that. Where are you getting that? That is not what happened at all. And so,
well, you're always right, Melissa.
I know. If only you would realize this. But unless there's a video camera in your house,
right?
People don't always remember events the same.
No, that's true. But I think also what you remember is more indicative of you and how you view your significant other as well. So research shows that when you trust your significant other more, you're more likely to remember something positive about them.
Of course.
Like, you know, all the good things you do. You focus on that aspect of the day or your time with them. But if you tend to be less stressful of them, then you encode more of those negative features.
Oh, wow. So when they say that trust is a big deal in a relationship and that trust is gone, you're actually saying that it affects more than what we think.
Exactly. So you're going to look back now and now re-encode everything negatively. So all those roses they brought to you, you're going to say, well, they were on sale anyway. What a cheapskate. Or, you know, everything's all going to be viewed from a negative perspective.
This is so important to me, because if you stay with someone a long time, in the end, the memories that you built together, that's what sustains a long-term partnership, because people like to remember back to good times.
Yes.
And, I mean, this is really so intimate and such a big deal for people that are in romantic relationships.
And now you're saying it's all dirt. It means nothing.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm kidding. But you're saying it can change, and you know, that perspective can change.
It can change, and I think one of the things that can, but I think we're not passive in what's going on in our memory. We can actually be very intentional. So when you're talking about the photographs, that location is a very powerful trigger for a positive memory. So if you're looking at honeymoon pictures, for example, or a good vacation picture, that can automatically trigger something positive. But equally, if something negative happened, like you had your first big argument together, or something, sad happened, that location is going to trigger that as well.
I know for me, I'm sorry, for me, like coming from out of a divorce, we got married in Hawaii, we conceived our first child in Hawaii. I'd never want to go back to Hawaii again. And not because they weren't great memories back then. I mean, they were. Obviously, wonderful things happened there. But now I'm like, I wouldn't want to share that with someone else.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to take them back to the, like, hey, let's go on the beach where I walked with the ex-husband. That's super fun.
You can create new memories.
Doesn't make any sense, but
the memory of Hawaii is no longer positive.
Right,
Yeah.
it's not positive for me.
That is true, but researchers also found that you can intentionally forget that negative association.
Okay, so how do I do that?
Yes,
I really do like the islands. Aloha, Dr. Alloway. Get me there.
And it's as simple as just looking at that location and saying that I'm going to forget something negative and focus on something positive. So the sunshine, the food, the people, the flowers, and focus on that positive and intentionally tell yourself, I don't want to remember this specific memory with this specific person.
Or can you go there, maybe it's all about now Leanza can go and she could take all her best girlfriends on the chat on a paid trip to Hawaii, and we can make these wonderful new memories and erase that nasty man out of her.
Yes, you should do a live show over there.
How did this turn into a group vacation?
We wanted
I'm just helping you.
My sorrow and my bad memories.
Well, if you have to replace those bad memories, I mean, that would be one way to do that is, rather than, I get what you're saying, focusing on something, but making new memories in that location.
Yes, but I think the first step is to tell yourself to intentionally forget. So rather than just trying to fill up a glass that's already full of memories that you don't want to hang on to, pour that glass out by saying, I'm going to discard all of this knowledge and information and then add in a new positive memory.
Such a great way of thinking about it too, just in general, like not just positive and negative, just memories and the way that we can help our brain out to focus even just on a day.
Yes,
to look at a day positively. You wake up in a bad mood, okay, I'm just gonna, there are ways to sort of direct our brain into thinking.
Exactly.
I don't know how to do it yet, so we need to have you
Well,
on the
you know
show
what, you
more.
got to start by going back to the pictures and either cutting him out or deleting him, right? That would help. That would
that's
forget
Tony's,
the memories.
that's Tony's support. But
There's Tony's
Insert Tony.
Dr. Alloway, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us. We
you.
always enjoy having you. And for more information on today's topic, you can visit tracyalloway.com. And coming up next, an organization helping teens to keep on track. Hear the story that started it all right after the break.